we're back with another episode of the Youth Ministry Booster Podcast. Hang on the garage with the one, the only. He did it for the city, Chad Higgins, everybody.
We back.
we back.
We back.
We winners, too. We back. We winners. Represent. Yeah, buddy.
For you guys that don't know,
We had to record 2 intros for this.
we are, we both live in Oklahoma.
Yeah, baby.
And if you follow basketball,
Professional basketball. Because we all follow college basketball because we're humans.
I don't, but
You get right out of my garage.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, our Oklahoma City Thunder, we won it all. We are champions.
Put it on for the very first time in all of recorded history. The Oklahoma City Thunder have brought home the gold.
Sorry about you, Seattle. As that may have hurt. I apologize.
Yeah. Zombie Sonics, it's over.
Zombie Sonics. I've never heard of them.
Oh, you have. That was like when they first came. That was one of the big shirts. That was like the underground shirt that was really popular.
Okay.
It had the Sonic logo, but it had like a zombie apocalypse whatever thing. It was really cool. So, if anybody's got the Sean Kemp Zombie Sonics jersey, I'm here for it. Let me know.
Very
Let
nice.
me know. Yep.
Did you get to go to any games this year? Were you?
We did, man. So that's we went a couple regular season games. We did not get to go deep into the postseason run, but we did get to go to one of the Memphis games.
Oh, that's
so it was the game after they routed them by 50 points. So it was a little easier to get the tickets. But the boys and I did get to go. We do have shirts because that's the big thing. Thunder fans are the best. Thunder sponsors are awesome. Every home game in the postseason, every chair got a shirt. And so we have the shirts, the blue Thunder playoff shirts from when we were there and did the thing.
I bet your boys just like ate that up.
Oh, they did. Well, the shirts are XL, so they will eat them up.
Oh.
It's just a thing that they do. But, dude, we jerseyed out. We cheered. Like, my boys haven't been on a regular sleep schedule this summer because we've been up and excited. Like, it was one of those, like, it's like, we're not going to miss this. We're not going to put you to bed in the third quarter because this is too fun and too exciting. And so it's good.
So next time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you this now. I wish I would have known.
Oh, gosh.
Your section will have an attendant. If you would go to the attendant and tell them the size you need,
No way.
they will go get you the correct size.
Even kid sizes?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, sorry.
What a jerk.
Oh,
gosh.
man.
Don't hoard knowledge, friends.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things you don't know because they're not going to tell everybody because they can't do it for everybody.
Okay.
But if you know, they'll hook you up.
And if you don't know, now you know. So
There
that's
you
good.
go.
That's good. Okay. We wanted to talk today. First of all, so good to have you back.
Thanks, buddy.
There's a lot that we'll catch up on over the summer of just some big, exciting things and changes in life stuff. And so thank you for our friends that have been with us, patient, listening, connecting, messaging. Thank you for all the things. But we're excited for a brand new season of Booster because we're in a brand new season of summer. And for a lot of folks, we wanted to talk about with some urgency and immediacy the ways you may be feeling this summer and maybe give you some encouraging stories to hear and stories to tell. Because if it hasn't been true, it's about to be true, at least for almost every youth ministry that I know, at some point this summer, you are about to go away for a few days on some kind of trip or mission or, Chad, say it with me, camp. That's right. We're about to be at camp. Either you're at camp right now listening and you're like, it's almost over. Or you just got back and you're like, I'm so tired. Or it's looming, hanging over me. But one of the most time-honored, and rightfully so, Chad can disagree later, traditions of student ministry is a multi-day away chance to retreat, connect, serve, and do to make faith have feet. And so we love it for what it is. You may be feeling a certain way about it now, but we want to talk about how it's making us feel and maybe the ways in which those feelings could be categorized, organized, and directed. And so, Chad, tell us a little more what you were thinking about how camp gets you in a certain kind of way.
Well, so I want to talk about feelings because one of the things that we want to do in this podcast and have done for many, many years is we
10 years this fall.
Wow.
We've got more coming. There's a lot of catch up work to do over the summer, but 10 years this fall.
But we really want to talk about, man, what is our response as ministers in this? Because ministry is more than just like the how-to checklist,
Yeah.
those type of things. We are affected by these,
Yep.
and so I want us to talk through how we feel post, during, after camp,
Yeah.
because everybody's different.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to deal with camp different than I deal with camp, and our listeners. So, and we always love hearing from you guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
feel free, reach out, shoot us a message on
Tell
social
us what we got
media.
right and wrong.
If you have our numbers, text us. We want to know, how do you currently feel this summer?
Oh, like this is like a Facebook status update. Like, how are you feeling?
Yeah,
Leave an emoji in a song.
exactly. All right. So, Zach,
Yes.
for you,
Yeah.
pre-camp,
Pre-camp.
what are the emotions happening
Yeah.
for you in just a normal summer as a student minister? What is happening in your belly pre-camp?
Man, I am all kinds of excited. I'm all kinds of hurried. I'm all kinds of harried because I want it to be right,
Okay.
perfect, excellent. So this is, uh, I've gotten better over the years of doing the important stuff as early as possible, but it still is never going to take away that 72 hours before of if we need to stay up a little late, one more Walmart run. I mean, we got in the habit of going down on the Sunday before the Monday to do all the setup work because we want it to not just be like when camp starts, we want it to be ready.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of just that like I don't know. It's that feeling you feel when you like are like knowingly over caffeinated, and you're like, I only had my usual amount, but like it's just the natural excitement hit coupled with the coffee and the Red Bull that just really got you flying. So
Amazing.
yeah,
Mine, completely
Complete-
different. Like, could not be more different. Mine is a feeling of dread.
Okay. I'm trying to jump. I'm trying to push the train. You're like, the train's coming to hit me.
Yes.
I
Camp,
just see it in the distance. It's just getting bigger and bigger.
camp is coming.
Bigger.
I can't stop it.
Yeah.
And I worry, man.
I'm sorry.
Like,
I just have this image of like you looking over to your shoulder and being like, here it comes.
it is, man.
Just deadpan, like, this is it.
But I'm like that with almost everything.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna worry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna overthink it about 900 times. I'm probably gonna change my theme a few times. You know, not that close to camp, but I'm gonna wrestle with it for a while, and so
Yeah.
I'm still in the process of that. I'm gonna be thinking about one more thing to add, all of that kind of stuff, and so that's normally how I am as far as like internal thought, like those kind of things. I'm building PDF documents after PDF documents because that's how I roll.
Okay.
Um,
Like just documenting the dread.
Well, so-
or wait, say more about what you're documenting. 'Cause
Can't-
this is something like because I live on to-do list, and I feel like this is one of our functional differences that we both have our ways of expressing it. But I feel like you're like what you're putting down on paper is maybe a little bit different.
yeah, so camp for me is all about a folder.
Okay.
Which most things in ministry were for
Okay.
me.
Okay. I see. I'm clipboard. It's all just.
How do you have enough? There, my clipboard couldn't
It's like
open it.
it's like a flip book.
Oh, oh, and that explains a lot.
Yeah.
So for mine, I'm gonna buy one of those 3 to 5 inch
Binders.
folders.
Okay.
I'm gonna have the files in it, and then
Tabbed, of course.
tabbed, of course, and then we're gonna begin to kind of build out camp in that. So
Okay.
I'm gonna have concepts of themes. I'm gonna have everything for small group leaders. We're gonna have a section for like nights, rec, all of those budgeting, that kind of stuff. So everything's gonna work off of that folder. For me, even though everything's on my computer, the physical thing allows me to almost like it becomes the checkbox.
Okay.
So once it's done, it joins the folder. So now I've got all of like my small group guides, I've got parent communication, all of that kind of stuff. And so it builds into that folder, and then I can run copies and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
It also allows me, because it's hard to give somebody access on your computer
Okay.
to stuff. And so like if I have like small group leader, I'm able to hand them,
Yeah.
here's everything that we've already got
Yeah.
on it. And so that was just how I functioned and
Love
ran
it.
as a student
Love it.
pastor.
Well, and again, I think that's one of the important parts of the pre-feeling is having places that you're anchoring however you're feeling. And I think
Yeah.
that's one of the things that's so important is having it either in whether it's a cloud folder, a Dropbox folder where everything goes in that everybody's contributing to, or if you're on like, ClickUp or Monday.com that things are just like clicking and going and doing like to-do list, or if you're old school and it is like handwritten clipboard to-do list stuff and like things are being divvied up, like whatever it is, like you have to you have to anchor either the excitement or the dread, or else it's all just hanging around
Good.
above you in a cloud, and not like the good kind of like Dropbox cloud, but like in a
Yeah.
like in an anxiety cloud. And that's where, so if you haven't gone yet, as much as you can get out of you and put somewhere else, I think it's so, so very important. And some of this you probably are already doing, but the thing that not enough folks do until later, that if you can catch earlier, the better, is to have it in a way that's repeatable enough that when this inevitably happens next year, like even if it is Chad's 4-inch, 3-inch
Oh yeah.
binder tome, you can pull off 2025 off the shelf. It's a 2026. At least the baseline of that dread was documented.
Oh, the vast majority of my camp would already be done
Yeah.
because I had that folder.
Yeah.
And so I'm able to just go, all right, I need to recreate. These are the documents that I need to recreate. And then I know I'm going to have a good camp.
Yeah. That's good.
And here are the processes. That's good. I love the idea of getting it out of your head
Yeah.
because I think whether it is overexcitement or stress,
Yeah.
like if you're in that spot right now, right? If camp for you doesn't happen till end of July, early August,
Yeah.
and you're still in the midst of that, that would be the recommendation that we have of getting it out of
Yeah.
your head, even on paper, if you do computer, that kind of stuff. But the more things that you have just rolling around your head of like to-dos, we become overwhelmed in that. And that's actually where procrastination often happens
That's
for
good.
guys, is when we feel overwhelmed. It's like, I don't know where to start, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to start at all.
Yeah. Well, it's the line that we've come back to multiple times. If you spend more time thinking about what you're going to do than doing it, then that's actually what's making you anxious.
Yeah.
Like thinking about what needs to be done is not the same as getting the work done, and it's occupying time,
Yeah.
energy that could be deployed, put towards getting the stuff done, or, and this is the part that I want to get to, when you're actually at camp, being ready enough personally to be present.
Yeah.
And that's the feeling that if you're about to be at camp or you're at camp right now or wherever in this everything except done mode of camp, your goal is to be ready enough, both in preparedness, leadership, planning, programming, and spiritually and emotionally grounded, anchored, that you are present. Like this is, it is a big deal for so many reasons, for the number of students and hours and engagement and rhythms and meals and community, which means pastorally, ministerially, you need to be present enough that you aren't looking for ways to jump out of conversation, or you aren't looking for ways to wrap everything up really quickly. Like this is what we prepared for. Like this is the thing. And so those sidebar moments, those connecting the student and the leader, those follow up conversations from a small group that were really heavy or hard for your adult who has like they're in, but that was that was a lot. Like this is the things, and like that, like to feel that burden is important. It is like, and it's not that you're the only one that can do, but this is a shining moment for you to be ready enough to do. And I think
Yeah.
just like the years at camp when I was at camp that I didn't feel like I was there, and I didn't really have like a grounded sense of where I was even in the middle of camp, for when there's like quiet time to be had, or personal devotion time to be had, and you're like, no, I'm gonna skip it because I've got like, you need all the things that you plan for your students. You need the meal, the hydration, the nap break, the enjoyment rec time, the funny moment. Like you should be present enough to participate in the thing that you work so hard to create.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I think that's good. Being present. I'd encourage you, if you're about to head to camp next week and you're just thinking about being present, one of the things that I would really encourage you to do is take every opportunity that you have to pray with students and leaders.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
go out of your way. Like, I think them walking away with your students feeling like, okay, I've been in the Word every day
Yeah.
and I'm learning to pray. Like, those are things that we want to instill in students' lives. And I think as a leader, so much it happens at camp between the moments
Yes.
that I think when we can start to help these students realize, like, how do we live our life outside of camp? And so, like, pray with your students before you head to rec. Like,
Yeah.
those type of things that are the in between, but you're teaching them how to hopefully live their life.
Actually, the mundane moments are probably some of the most important because, yes, it's hard to gather with multiple churches for a big rec afternoon or a big worship night, but talking about what God's doing in their life over breakfast is something that could happen
Sure.
at home. Praying with their adult leader before they go into worship, so everybody is like mind is right and we're like acknowledging each other in tune to like what's going on in each other's life. That's feasible for home.
Yeah.
Like, and that's one of the things that, like, yeah, I love the hype of camp and the energy. Like, that's how your boy is wired. But when, again, we've talked about this before, my favorite things are the communal aspects of like, we're all out here doing our quiet time and then we're just sharing.
Yeah.
Or we had meals and like our phones were off and so we were talking. And it's like these like lived and shared experiences that we had to go to camp to realize how important they were so that theoretically we would bring them back home.
Yeah.
Like the idea of like a small group having a meal together and talking about what God's doing in their life. Like sometimes it took a lot of money and a lot of energy to get that at camp. And pastorally, for you to point out, like, we could do that on Wednesday too.
Yeah.
Like, we could do this around a pizza box as much as we could do it around a cafeteria slot pile.
All right. So campus happened. There are 3 new emotions that could be present.
Oh, no.
One,
Yeah.
your team just won the championship
Yeah. Parade, baby.
and you're happy. The second emotion.
What if coming home from camp, somebody knew it was going to be so good that they wrapped the buses?
Amazing.
What would it be to wrap them charter buses like? Yeah, go ahead.
As much as charter buses cost these days,
They should come wrapped. Actually,
That's
Yeah, yeah.
right. All right. So we won the champions, one emotion ship, emotion.
It's the best feeling.
The other emotion, camp. Why does God hate me? That could be an emotion.
I'm serving out my justification right now.
And then the third one that's probably real for both of those is I'm tired.
Yeah.
So let's talk about if they're on cloud 9 right now as a
Yeah.
youth minister,
Yeah.
what would be some encouragement that you would give in that feeling for the youth minister?
Document every ounce of it.
Okay.
If you are floating that, so it's again thunder stuff, whatever. Like everybody's phones are out because I don't want to forget this.
Mm.
Like even if it's you don't have to post it. Don't feel like it's everything's social. It's not for social media. It's for you. It's for you. It's the photos and the videos you take that when you have a plane ride with no Wi-Fi or you are stuck on a long Zoom call for your seminary stuff, you're scrolling through and you're like, it happened. And that's the way that it happened. You need as many photos and stories, even if it's a video to yourself of how you're feeling exactly in that moment, however good it is. It's the names, it's the stories, it's the happenings. Like get as much of it out because it will fade. It will fade and then you'll forget. And then it'll just be something that happened in the summer of, I don't know, a few years ago. And you will have forgotten that moment on the Thursday when this and this happened at the same time. And it was unbelievable. But 10 years has passed and it just is one feeling
Yeah.
and not all those little feelings and all those little moments.
Uh,
Document it all.
Documenting is really good because I would say for that person, if that's you, those are great reconnects with students.
Yeah.
Like the ability to text, like, those 5 boys that, I don't know, you know what I mean, did this thing out at the lake or whatever at camp, to shoot them that picture
Yeah.
as a reminder, because we all have seen it, man. Students come back from camp, they get busy.
Yeah.
There's always those 1 or 2 students that you're like, this is the summer they're finally going to connect,
Uh-huh.
and to continue to be able to re-engage them and reconnect, shooting them the picture, reminding them what happened, those kind of things are just relational ways
Yeah.
to stay connected in those students' life. All right, so for the folks that may be listening because they don't want to go into the office
Yeah.
and camp was a
Bad.
train wreck.
Train wreck. Never again. Yeah, never camp.
What are your thoughts there? Let's talk real. Because we've been there, and it doesn't mean you're a bad youth minister. Like it, sometimes it's just like there wasn't even like tragedy. It was a hard week, and students didn't want to engage, and there was like drama and all
Yeah.
of this mess that felt like a big distraction.
Um, you may not be ready, but at some point you need to let somebody else narrate it too.
Okay.
You were too close to it. You put too much into it and were too close to it to be the sole author of the story.
Okay.
Like if you don't get to be the only one. Now, again, have a day, wallow, be sad, watch your favorite guilty pleasure movie or TV show or whatever. But you need to go ask other people, how was camp for you? Because you already at a bottom, and so you can't feel any worse. And so if they just said it was bad too, then we can just commiserate. You know what? It was bad. But then you need to be open enough that when they were like, "No, man, it was great," that you can hear that too. Like you don't get to be the only filter for the
Mm.
experience that it was. Um, and you've got leaders that gave up their week of their life and vacation. You've got students that, spent their parents' hard-earned money. And if it was bad, it was bad, and that's okay. Like all of ministry is batting averages. Like this is we step up, we try, we do. But I have a feeling that it wasn't all bad for everybody that went. I mean, if it was, then congratulations, you now have a whole book to write. And that may be it. That may be the story where everything went wrong. But I think if you could listen enough for other people's stories and narrations of what happened, because one of the worst mission trips that I ever took, it was the only time. It's been long enough now, and they're all grown adults. It was the only time I ever raised my voice
Mm.
at teenagers. I didn't say any words that I regret, but everything about how I addressed these mission trip kids, um, in the moment, and I've apologized to all of them since, was wrong.
Mm.
But as part of their punishment for their dastardly behavior is that we took their phones away. And I had to deal with that with parents who were like, I didn't know. Anyway, for the first time, they started talking to each other because they had all been living in their own little island of whatever. And I regret what I said. And I should have told their parents that we were going to take their phones and silence them because of whatever. But there were some friendships that were formed because they finally had to grit through it, even if I was the common enemy, that made it not an entire loss. And I had to give it enough time to
Mm.
hear that that was actually the start of something
Yeah, it's
important.
good. My encouragement, if you're feeling that way right now, is to start your 2026 folder.
There you go.
Like,
From the pit of despair. From the
well,
pit of despair, we will rise again.
there's an evaluation because I think a lot of people don't formally do like full evaluation of camp,
Yeah.
but you're able to clearly identify what did not work
Yeah.
right now. So if you're not going to get all of 2026 done, don't do that yet. But start that new folder and think through. Okay, what was bad?
Mm-hmm.
Man, we just did not have good group time.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
So I would encourage you start thinking through. Okay, how do we make group time better?
Yeah.
And start developing a plan in your group portion of your folder of, well, we need better questions. I need better leaders. Like,
Yeah.
and so who are the people that I already know that I think would already have made it better? Those type of things.
Well, and hearing what you said, like not letting one feeling dominate, figure it out. Like where did it break down? Like you can't write it off as it didn't work or it was bad. Like there was something in the sauce that didn't work. And if you can try to, through planning, or evaluation figure out like, hey man, it wasn't as good as it could have been, things didn't work. But can we figure out what happened? Like where did it break down? Was it literally like the camp was so far away by the time we got there, the kids were exhausted and it was no fun. Okay, that's a location change. If it was, man, like these kids kept arguing with each other. Well, were they well fed and hydrated? Were they exhausted? Like, there's got to be something. There's got to be something there. Was there one leader that just kind of like wrecked shop relationally across the adult community, and maybe we did not ask him or her back? Maybe there was a
Yeah.
sore spot there, and being able to figure some of those things out. Again, maybe it won't happen the day after, but I love the thought of being future thinking and not just like wallowing.
Well, and at some level, I think when you're there, that's where the enemy is gonna start prodding you of like, you stink at this
Yeah.
and all of those type of things. And I think the realization of student ministry doesn't happen in 1 week.
Yeah, that's right.
And so in reminding yourself, like, we're gonna do this again.
Yeah.
And here's how it's gonna be better. And because the reality is if you've pulled off the perfect camp, like hang it up, you're done. Because it's not
Dude, yeah.
happening again.
If the Thunder finish right now, I mean, I get it, right? Like the top of the world, great season. SGA is kind of won basketball. Maybe he
Yeah.
should be done. Yeah,
Whether it was good or bad,
yeah,
we probably feel tired.
yeah.
What's some encouragement that you give to somebody who's already feeling the way to fall,
Yeah.
all of that kind of stuff?
From my personal experience, and this is going to sound counterintuitive, do anything but ministry, but do.
Mm.
For at least me personally, no matter how tired you're feeling, whether it went well or didn't go well, you're right, Chad. You're right. You're tired, and you're more tired than you're willing to like know. So take the long nap, sleep in the next day, but then go do something that is selfishly, deliciously, delightfully good that has nothing to do with your job title or position. If that's fishing or golfing or baking or traveling, like you need something else to replenish you. Ideally, something that either doesn't require you to make a lot of decisions or that somebody else could plan for you, right? Like
Yeah.
this is not like I went from camp to mapping out like a Six Flags Disney trip. Like this
Yeah.
needs to be like not automatic, but it needs to be something that's active. I think being so tired that I didn't want to do anything is a recipe for us to get into, if we're feeling bad about it, a like dark spiral of thoughts. Or even if things went really well, dude, when you're riding that high, to try to like meet and match that's impossible. So to move in the different direction, like camp went so well, ministry's going great. I went fishing
Yeah.
and it was quiet and I was alone and it was time. Or I went with some buddies, or me and a couple of friends went and tried every coffee shop in our town. Like there was something that we did that was fairly automatic that like got us moving maybe in a different direction. Because I think it's hard to chase, because then you start chasing the feeling after the feeling.
Mm.
And so I think having something, and this is for other episodes and previous conversation, the true Sabbath delight. I think finding a way to delight and enjoy that would literally put something good back in you because you have given so much to others.
Yeah.
So what about you?
In the same way that we talked about in the very beginning, getting it out of your head. I'm just gonna point my fingers at myself. Coming back from camp, there was always those like one or two boxes
Mm.
that just got shoved in a corner. You know what I mean? And then it was just like, because you're tired, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'll get to those later.
Yeah.
But the reality is, you're not like, take a day, whatever you
Yeah.
need. Don't let those just sit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, don't let those camp shirts sit in the corner of your office.
You weren't going to make the quilt. Don't worry about it.
Correct. Get them out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a little bit of it is moving on to next year,
Yeah.
moving on to the fall. Because here's the deal. Fall's going to have its own t-shirts
Right.
and it's going to have its own supplies.
And its own problems.
Yes. And so our procrastination brain will tell us we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Let it go.
Like there's a part of rest that if we're just like running from thing to thing, we're truly not like really resting, letting go. Get the box out, put it in the correct place,
Mm.
finish the actual task,
Yeah.
and then breathe.
Yeah.
To realize like I am done
Yeah.
is such a good
That's good.
feeling. And then celebrate it.
It is day 6, and we're about to walk into that day 7 of the joy of creation.
That's right. That's right.
Oh man. Okay, good. So if you're feeling on top of the world, document it. Write it down, record it, have it. If you're feeling at the bottom, evaluate it and plan it. And if you're tired, and we know you're tired, find a way to finish it and be filled. And that's our encouragement for however you're feeling today. And then we'll see you back next week. Talk a
Yeah.
little bit more as we turn our eye to fall, and we're going to be talking some stories about back to school. We'll see you then.
Snap.